All right, both players are ready. Good luck and have fun, y'all. Oh no, that L is not gonna go over. Maze is gonna top out at 350. 521 is gonna be his transition score, but he's not gonna be able to get anything else done. And there's another meme's gonna take game number 2. GG's. Things are going higher and higher and higher and higher, and that's gonna be it.
One started. Who will take game number 1? Let's find out in a second here. 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. I'm sure this is going to come as a shock to some of you, but Redshirt's shirt is red. You know, I know that's a pretty mind-blowing stat to share with you all. Online facts. Redshirt wears a red shirt, but you know, just had to point it out because I know it's a pretty not known fact in the Tetris community. What's up, Chen? Welcome. Some good Division 1 action here. 69,000 for Myles. Hey now. Hey now counters at 1. Oh, we had a 69,000 for Redshirt. Hey now counters at 2. Hey now. $114,000 for pretty much both our players. Basically, identical scores, identical burns. Okay, I think Myles is now finally taking a small lead. Couple less burns and was able to use that longbar for a Tetris to take the lead, 160 to 139. Obviously, early goings here. Beautiful Z-spin from Myles and a key tuck as well. Very well handled situation there for Myles. I need to get better at seeing the key tuck generally. Redshirt not able to solve the same way, is burning kind of high up now. Has the longbar dependency on the right side, holding out for this longbar. Gets the longbar all the way over. That will save this game, but still has some work to do. That was the same P sequence that Myles actually had the Z spin in the key tuck that kind of hung Redshirt's board a little bit. Getting a little high even for a roller now. This is getting to be an uncomfortable board. Hoping for a long bar. It does get a long bar all the way right. That's good. Still needing some good pieces to get out of this. And this burn is going on 20 plus lines now, so this is a lot of pain, but unfortunately Myles kind of stuck in a dig as well, so has not really been able to take advantage. Both players have just been kind of doing what they can to stay clean here. There's a Tetris for Redshirt. Sigh of relief. Takes the lead at 220, 215 from Myles. Both players, this P sequence must be very punishing as both master players are struggling here. Trying to get clean. Redshirt is clean, ready to roll here. Myles just about clean here. Would now just needs a long bar for this Tetris to get out of his dig. 245 now takes the lead. Roughly a 1 Tetris lead for Myles as we go into a little over halfway to the level 19 transition. Line 82 to line 80. Dirty setup, column 3 for Redshirt. Waiting on the long bar. Gets it. That is 6 off the bottom. Column 4 for Redshirt. And another to go to 294. Myles is clean. Waiting for a long bar. Gets the long bar. Tetris to 275. Down about 1 Tetris. As we are at the turn. Stolen short side saying Suffer Seed. Well handled. Redshirt not happy with the state of the board right now. Shaking his head. Almost like a DAS player. Certainly not playing right now like a DAS player. I don't think a DAS player could have survived some of those situations that they were in earlier. But still having to take a lot of compromises on the board here. Still up 349, 345. Both these players locked in a close one here has been kind of a struggle just to score and stay clean. But Redshirt up. About 2 Tetrises now. 1 Tetris difference between the players. We are 10-ish lines away from transition. Once again, both players struggling just to keep the board clean. 403 for Redshirt, 375 for Myles, so a lot of head shaking, but Redshirt's the one with the lead right now. 2 lines away from transition, looking to get clean here. Maybe gonna try to build off the bottom here, but there's really no burns to give, so it's gonna go ahead and transition in at 411, 403 for Myles. So Myles less than 1 Tetris difference. There's another Z spin. Set up for a Tetris now. Waiting on the long bar. Building high. There's the Tetris to go to 433. Redshirt at 464, so has managed to score a couple Tetrises here in the post speeds of 19, as opposed to the post speeds of 29, which we'll see at 230 lines in, I believe. 5-10 for Myles, so Myles has taken a slight lead, but back and forth to go. Whoever Tetris is next will be in the lead effectively. Aggressive setup there from Redshirt, but gets rewarded for the Tetris and goes to 547. Another one to go to 575. Both players separated by less than a Tetris and literally trading leads back and forth. 603,000, 564, 592 now for Myles. Long bar dependency, column 8, one off the bottom. Trying to hold out for it, not going to be able to do it. Just going to have to take some burns in the process. Fills them all in. It was about a 4-line, 5-line burn sequence for Myles. 597, 660 for Redshirt. 629, 670. Into 23 we go here. Good scores. Still both potentially could get to maxes before 29. If the seed would allow it, it has been quite a suffer seed for both players. But both players are clean now. Stacked for Tetris is waiting for the long bar. There it is. 761. Redshirt taking a slight lead here. 690 for Myles. That was a drought, but is now good for Tetris. 728. 765 for Redshirt. Redshirt getting another Tetris. 805 into 16. Definitely on pace for a max here, 837 to 731. There's a long bar for Myles to get another Tetris. Almost back-to-backs now. Both players with nice looking stacks. Trying to be efficient here to make up for that rough 18 start. Redshirt shaking their head, trying to hold out for the right pieces. Had to cover 843 to 830. Every burn is going to make a difference here as the players are just separated less than a Tetris. Myles going to take the lead there with that Tetris, but then Redshirt takes it right back at 877. 10,000 point difference between these players. Board climbing for Redshirt. Gets a long bar. Level 28 is here. We are just about at transition number 2, and both players are pushing for that max here. 907 for Myles. 954 for Redshirt. Board climbing for Redshirt. Has one more burn to give. Is going to go in kind of high here. Needs a long bar right now. Going to hang the J and then going to top out at 961. So 962 Myles is good for game number 1. What a game. Just kind of everything, just nothing came easy that game, but that was enough for Myles. Myles clean, made it through to the second transition. So that is enough to take game number 1. Yeah, it was rough drought in transition. Well played from both players, but especially Myles. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. We're off. Seeds look the same to me, so It's one thing, like, you know, Nestor's Champs does a good job of kind of taking a lot of the mystery out of the guesswork of, like, you know, commentating Tetris, but the one thing it doesn't do is let you know if you're on the same seed. The irony of that is kind of just hilarious to me. I don't have to do a bunch of mental math, but now I have to, like, check the pieces myself. 29,000 for Myles, 24,000 for Redshurt, who's in a bit of a dig. Few holes, about 7 off the bottom. Uncovers one of them. We'll be going to work to uncover the one that's 7 and 6 off the bottom. Almost there here. Need some good pieces. Not getting them though. My goodness, this is a kind of crazy board. Lots of jaggedness. Had a bowl shape there in the middle and nothing to put it in. Nothing to put in there nicely, cleanly. So still going to continue this dig for a bit. Currently at 44,000, but Myles isn't particularly clean either. Does manage to get a Tetris there. 100,000 to 44,000 for Redshurt. There's a Tetris for Myles. Is clean now. 127,000, so has definitely handled this early sequence a little bit more cleanly. That was a really, really cool bridge burn there from Myles. Had a T-tuck set up and ended up just kind of cleanly burning that away with a J. Nifty solve. Redshurt now clean. 98,000, only down 1.5 Tetrises here. Pretty early going though, only line 40. Myles having to take some compromises, and the board has a long bar dependency. Does get that. Would love an L. Gets plugs it anyways. Now has a dirty, of course. 3 off the bottom, holding out for a long bar here. Column 3, 4 off the bottom. Column 3 rather, taking some good burns here. But where is this? We're in a small drought here for Myles. Gonna take a delayed triple. There's the long bar, of course, naturally. Now it's 2 long bar dependencies, so this center well is biting Myles a little bit. Does finally get the Tetris though. Is up 1 Tetris. Redshirt's gonna tie it up here though. 162 to 168. Myles with a tiny lead and is just about clean. A couple more burns should do it. Needs the long bar on the left. Where's the long bar on the left? There it is. Gonna set up for something? I don't know what's going on here. That would only be a triple. Okay, there's a triple for Myles. Yeah, that was only a triple. I think Myles thought that was going to be a Tetris. That was a Tetris. 200,000, 209,000. But guess what? This is a tie game, and Redshirt's in a dig. 211, 224. 234 now for Myles. Basically, yeah, it's a half Tetris difference here. Redshurt in a slight lead as we approach the turn. Maybe there's some Colin seeds of all time. Yeah, I knew it would be. Did you see? Look at the pin seed. The pin seed is 899077. That's the suffer seed. It's an all number seed. Also, it's an Omen stream, therefore it's going to be a suffer stream. I'm not quite to the level of Colin yet, but I have noticed you either PB or you just struggle. That seems to be like kind of like average games when I seem to catch restreams. I feel bad for the players because it's like, you know, either killing it or you're just like, oh, the board's not doing what I want at all. But these players, they're making everything work. Look at this, they're all clean. They're making it work, scoring Tetrises neck and neck, in fact, 100 lines in for these players as they are approaching the first transition. 372, 361. Redshurt has not stopped jawing at the screen. And it's... I'm not going to say I'm amused at someone's pain, because I'm not. I'm not really amused at someone's pain, but it is just an unfortunate seed. Let's just say it has been a struggle to just score here. That long bar is going to help out Redshurt. Going to try to build 2 off the bottom. Oh, the hole on the left side, though, is just kind of a scary board. Myles is clean. 32-piece drought here. Oh my gosh! What is going on? Both players trying to hold out. There it is. Finally, back-to-backs there for Myles to go to 439, 407 for Redshirt. Still built to off the bottom. Gonna transition into off the bottom as well. With that, Tetris goes to 433. And Myles has got 2 more burns to give. There's 1. 436. Redshirt needing a long bar left. Board getting kind of crazy. Myles in at 448. This board getting very dangerous. There's that dirty Tetris for Redshirt. Trying to get down to the bottom, but that hole is just annoying. Myles stacking up high here for Tetris does get it. 500,000, so half a max now for Myles. 488 for Redshirt. Is now almost down to the bottom of this burn. Well done from Redshirt to survive and get through that, but is now down about a Tetris and a half. Good T-tuck there. And simul Tetris pretty much. 518 for Redshirt, 554 for Myles. Myles is clean and ready to go, as is Redshirt. Tetris is for both players. And another one from Myles, 608. So still about 2 Tetris lead, 2 to 3 Tetris lead here. Redshirt having to take some compromises in their board. We'll get to work trying to clean this up. 578, 637. Chen, you are single-handedly ruining their FMs. Oh my goodness. 586 now. 669. Hey now from Myles. You know, counters up 3. 593 for Redshirt. Another drought. That was another 30. That was like at least the 4th one that was like 20 plus pieces. 626, another drought forming again. Myles holding out for something. Taking some good burns here. There's the Tetris for Myles, who's behind the lane count, so another Tetris to go. 775, level 25, 690, so that's a 69 for Redshirt. Hey now counters at 4. 772 to 806. Still close match here. Both players trying to just stay clean and not get burned by these droughts that keep happening. Redshirt does manage to hold out for that long bar and get the Tetris. 598. Or sorry, 798 for Redshirt. 874 for Myles. Level 26. These players doing their thing here. Level 28 for Redshirt actually is about to transition in here. 9 more lines. Put some holes in their board halfway up the stack. Gonna have to try to get this down the next couple lines. Pieces starting to cooperate just enough. Still a little high. Needs to get something left. Does get the pieces they need left. Almost clean is clean. Long bar dependency gets filled. Level 29 speeds here. Level 30. 854. But hangs a few pieces. Oh no! Are they gonna be anything left? Does get a long bar left, but that's not gonna be enough. Needs another long bar. Long bar never comes. 863 Redshirt flipping a lid here, as Myles has taken game number 2 with over 1 million. It's gonna be a good game from both players, but once again, Myles gonna be up 2-0. And Redshirt is ready to roll for the next one already. Take 3. Let's get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Wow, look at that. Stacked up super high for both players. Tetrises for both players. Redshirt here holding out for this long bar. Does get it. Phew. Beautiful sloping stacks from both, though. I hope everyone's having a good, what does this be, is it today Tuesday or, yeah, today's Tuesday, yeah. Today's Tuesday. I hope everyone's having a good Tuesday in the States. Obviously, it's crossed over to Wednesday for a lot of our European and other Western, or Far Eastern even, viewers and players. I'm doing pretty well. I'm restreaming some amazing Tetris from some amazing players, so can't ask for much more. And after this, I'll probably go hang out with the after party, which is, I guess you can consider it an extension of TNP, the Tetris for Non-Pros. But honestly, at the after party, everyone's invited to come hang out and challenge pretty much whomever. There's a lot of different game formats you can. You can do just a 1v1, you can play PAL, you can do team battles, you can do mini boss battles. You even got some weird modes like Riker Rumble, which is basically a competitive qual. You compare your top 3 scores against your opponent's top 3 scores. You get 1 point for every score that is greater than their score in that respective spot, and then yeah, you win if you get more points than the other person. It's really fun. And it's invented by Mirror Riker. So we're trying to actually turn it into a little bit of a special event tournament in the TNP community, which is pretty exciting, I think, for the players. The winner of the bronze event will get a promotion to silver, which also pretty cool. Anyways, shout out to TNP, I guess. 316, 296. We're in a drought again. Myles looking for some good pieces here. Still holding out for this long bar. I think the drought's done, but wasn't able to use the long bar. There's one. 321, 363. So Redshirt in a slight lead here as we are approaching the turn, about 15 lines away. Myles looking to build up that left side, trying to hold out for a long bar. Had to put a hole. Column 3 way high, holding out for a bar. Bar never coming, having to... Oh man, having to plug really high now. This is going to be a tough board from Myles, but you know, this is Myles. Still room to work here. Myles and rolling privileges all rolled up into one. Rolled up. Get it? So funny. Anyways, 356 did hold out for the long bar. And gets one. There's a Tetris to bring this board down a little bit. 460 for Redshirt. 381 for Myles. Still not clean. Gonna have to just make some compromises, try to get this board down. Oh, that was a nice adjustment there to make room for the J. Is set up one off the bottom. Commodore Friday. I don't get it. It's okay. I don't either. Puns are one of those things that, like, they don't really ever make me laugh out loud, but I still find them greatly amusing. They make me groan more than they make me laugh, but if I can make someone groan with a good pun, then I think it's probably a successful pun, if I have to be honest. You don't have to make a person laugh, you just gotta make them miserable. 548 and a Tetris for Redshirt to go to 572. 19 speeds have arrived. 479 for Myles, down about 3 to 4 Tetrises. Oh, that was a misdrop from Redshirt. Can do a roof burn here. Beautifully done. Now might set up for center. Nope, just gonna take the burns down to the bottom. Does have the lead, doesn't need to go too crazy here. Good S-spin to clean up that overhang. And Redshirt's clean with the Tetris, up 100k right now, 662 into level 21. 561 now, 587 for Myles. So, around 100k lead. 3 to 4 Tetrises. Myles actually scoring a couple touches here where Redshirt's not able to. Redshirt now in a little bit of a dig. Should be able to survive this. And boom, Tetris. 724 to 671 for Myles. That lead has been cut in half. It's now about a 50,000 point lead. 50 to 75,000 point lead depending. Ooh. Yeah, Myles a little bit of a dig now, so Redshirt has opportunities here. Longbar's going to extend this lead a little bit as Myles is burning into level 24 here. See if Myles will look to get clean. Yeah, Myles is taking the good safe burns here. Bringing this board down chunk by chunk, line by line. And is now clean. 718 though versus 878 into level 25, so Redshirt with a solid 4 Tetris lead here. As we are quickly approaching the second transition, level 29 speeds. RXS in chat, Ricky Stacks asking, are you doing the after party later? Yes, my plan was to go take this to wherever the after party is going, then more or less go live for the after party. And then if you want to raid from there, we can move that whole group over as well. There's a dirty Tetris, 4 off the bottom and another for Myles here, level 27. RXS having a pretty fantastic match earlier in the TNP show against Hecate in a Dash Europa League match, and it was basically like watching mirrors of each other play. They have such similar styles, they're very consistent, don't top out. It was actually a really, there were no early tops, everything went to transition. It was really, to me, it was a really exciting match to watch. Very well played from both players. We got a max from Redshurt as we hit 29, and a 973 for Myles. So both players have maxes here. Both players at level 30. Redshurt is burning, and Myles got a Tetris, so now in the lead is caught up. Ooh, hang of the S piece there. Z piece, rather. Oh no, another hang. Myles in a little bit of trouble now. And Redshurt is clean, so back and forth we go. If Redshurt can set up for a Tetris here, could take the lead, but has to make some compromises on the board. Hangs the L. How many times have I said that? And that's going to be it. Redshurt not going to be able to survive game number 3. And Myles going to take this one in a sweep, 3-0. GG's. Obviously, not the way you want this to go if you're Redshurt, but still, well played, very rough seed. Let me go ahead and get this reported real quick, and then let me give you your winner screen. Myles, let me see, hang on, where's the winner screen? There should be one in here somewhere. Come on, where are you? Left NG cam. Where's the winner screen? There it is, literally left. Here we go. You're the winner, Myles. Take a bow, wave at the camera, flip us off, whatever you feel necessary. Eat some food, eat some chips. There you go. Victory chips. Congratulations, Myles. GG's to Redshurt. Thanks for letting me restream you. Really appreciate it. It's an honor. It really is. It's an honor to be able to restream all these wonderful players. So thank you. We've got another one coming up here in a second, though. It's going to be a Division 2A, I believe, between Hydrant Dude and...
On the right side of your screen, out of the United States of America, NTSC-PB of 8.06 million. Legend of the scene. Strong social media presence. He's Myles. There's a big matchup here. Both players in the top 10 on the Premier Poll ranking. Neco is number 10. Myles is number 5. 186 for Myles, 166 for Neco. Not too far into this game. About 35 lines. Neco's board a little bit complicated. More than manageable for someone of his caliber, but he's going to get it simmered down a bit. Has a dirty setup. 4 off the bottom, left well, gets it. Myles also not exactly the cleanest of situations. On skill in chat, cheering on Neco. You can see it. Neco has definitely accumulated a fan base recently, to say the least. He's gotten clean. Myles still digging. About 50 lines in. So looking to take advantage here. Not a ton of bars. He's still up by a Tetris and a half. Myles will score. Dirty. Kind of does the same thing Neco did. How to get yourself out of a dig efficiently. 4 lines at a time. Myles has gotten himself clean now. Both players now cruising over halfway to 19 on this game number 1. We're, I think, past the midpoint for the season, approaching the midpoint at the very least. This will be Neco's 4th match out of 7. He's currently sitting at 2-1 in the standings with 13 points. Beat Guafi and Knight. Beating Knight recently, not exactly a easy feat. I think his set also... He put up some numbers, so did Knight. Myles gets the dirty, goes up to 324. Neco's at 381, up by a couple. Neco did lose to Cobra. Myles is 1-1. Lost a decider against Knight and swept Guafi. Division still, I mean, Blue Scooty is sitting at the top. Cobra is 3-0, but there are 3 automatic playoff spots and 2 wildcard spots split between this division and the other one, so those spots are still wide open. Neco able to extend his lead a tiny bit here, but both players are clean in Tetrising. 475 for Neco, 438 for Myles. Hope everyone's having a great Saturday here from snowy Seattle. It keeps snowing a little bit. Yeah, we keep getting like half an inch of snow every day for a week, which is better than it being cold, even though it seems like great weather to have your sidewalks ice over. Neco crosses over the 500,000 mark here. Myles is about to go in, only 5 lines away for the transition, 535. There's a transition from Myles, 582. Pretty good for this level. Neco's at 580, so Myles able to cut into the lead here a bit. And Neco's going to have to take some digs here on level 19 early in post. Never mind, going to get the column 8. Neco's calibration issue seems to be only on level 19 and also mostly okay. I feel like that's not really a normal level to have calibration issues, but it looks like the rest of the levels, just a little bit of twinkling on 21, but everything else seems okay. 7-11 for Neco, 7-37 for Myles. Myles has at least taken a real-time lead, I would say. Considering pace, it's more or less even. Neither player running into any huge digs in post so far. Myles' board was a little lopsided and having to take some burns as a result. It looks like it'll be resolved pretty shortly. Neco up by less than a Tetris. We're into level 23. Going to be hitting the halfway point through post soon. Neco a bit of a slowdown here. He'll get his stack in order pretty quickly. Burned away half a level, I would say. It's going to allow Myles to take a real-time lead. They're trading it. So we're into level 25 now. Simul Tetris. Might have been with the same bar. Actually, probably not. Regardless. Now about 25 lines away from the 29 transition. Neco having to form a hole in his stack. It's a bar that's a split double, I believe. Tetris next to same good pace for both, no kidding. They both have maxed out. Myles has got a Tetris into 28. Neco's already hit the 1.1. Myles not too far away from it. Less than a Tetris at these speeds, and he's going to get a 1.1 for him as well. We're separated by 54 points. Both players only one Tetris away from 29. Myles is going to go in with an 11.49. Neco, 11.52. This is anyone's game. Both players are into post to post. Lombard Tetris for Myles. His stack was getting dangerously high. Neco will fire back. 146 points difference between the two, and they are pushing it. Both players level 30 now. 1267 for Neco, 1270 for Myles. Both will score. My goodness, this is like they're not even playing kill screen right now. They're just pedal to the floor here. Neco's going left well, gonna get it. Gonna have to take a few burns, gonna migrate that back over to the right. Neco's gonna take a slight lead as a result, but it's still extremely close. Level 33 now. Neco's board facing a few complications. Myles looking for a few pieces, a few long, thin pieces, but he's now in a bit of a slowdown. Neco's gotten clean, but Myles whipping pieces to the left like it's nothing. Doesn't get that L all the way over though. That Lombard's going to help him stay alive, but he might be in a lot of trouble. Board creeping up. Board can't stop creeping up. He's going to top out at 1396. Neco's good for game number 1. What a way to start. GG's. The aggression on 29. My goodness. Let's see. Neco's still on a massive pace. Another couple of Tetrises. This could be something special. 1608 has the rollover on 36. There's a triple, I believe. There's a couple holes in his stack. Oh no, that's a Tetris. 1.7. Looks like he won't be able to set up here. Oh, he is. Never mind. Calibration issue. Oh, that didn't, square definitely didn't go all the way over. He has room for one more though. I don't think he's going to be able to get it. Still 1.7 to start things off here. And Neco kills it. Takes game number 1. GG's. In 3, 2, 1. Tetris. We got a Z. We got a square. We're off. Got that game number 1. Still mentally adjusting from it. Just the aggression that both players were exhibiting on the kill screen play. Just the way you have to play nowadays, I suppose. Both players 2 on the board to start things off. This is the 4th meeting between these two players in the Classic Tetris match database. Myles leads the all-time series 2-1. The most recent clash was during No Cap November. This past November. That's why it's called No Pack November. It's in November. Neco took that one 2-1. He set up dirty here, quite high. No skin off his back, long bar Tetris. In terms of pace, we're tied up. Neco has to take a few burns, but there's another bar. I would be remiss if I weren't to mention, especially at that last game, we have a matcherino. We will pay out the top 4 players in the CTL playoffs. Both of these players showing they got what it takes to make it there. If you want to contribute, I don't know if there's still coupon codes. There's the link. Okay, well, we've claimed all the codes, so you don't need to do that. But if you want to give some money, we're up to $300. Up to get up to 1,000 every month. A little bit of a missed for Myles. But we are exactly equal in score. 28 lines in, 300,000 for both players. Neco having to take a few burns up high, but gonna get it cleaned up pretty efficiently. Myles still in a dig here. Not quite a Myles dig, but he's usually... Myles has a reputation for getting out of these really high digs, but I think largely because he posts them to social media. Doesn't actually get into them that often. He's a very good player. A lot of that is avoiding the digs in the first place. Right now he's a little bit stuck. Neco taking advantage, has the first real substantive lead of the game. 378 to 321. We're over halfway to 19 and we're getting droughted. 20-piece drought. Myles getting out of it. Probably good for Myles there. If you're in a dig, granted you want the long bars, those can help you get out of the dig, but they also mean your opponent's not scoring. He's down by 3.5 Tetrises, though. 80,000 points or thereabouts. I should curate which of the Carl Casey songs I actually play during these streams. Right now, I'm just kind of going to Spotify and turning on the This is Carl Casey playlist, which is, I suppose, the guy who does White Bat Audio. All of our music is by White Bat Audio. Give him a quick search on YouTube if you like what you're hearing. Neco's turn to get in a little bit of a dig. We're 110 lines in. Nice double for Neco. Will get him cleaned up. Nice. Does a little adjustment for the bar. Make room for a T. Ends up with a little bit of a bar sticking up. There's a little bit of an unbalanced stack, but he can handle it. Lombard Tetris goes up to 570. Only 5 lines away from the transition. Myles is up to 513. There's the transition for Neco, 592. Looking for another Tetris to grab the 600k. Is set up for it. Gonna get it. 616 is the transition score for Neco. 538 is Myles' score. 562 will be his transition score. Well, we're into post. Middle frame for game number 2. Neco gonna burn away a few stock complications. Very vertical, kind of just getting more vertical pieces that aren't really helping. He'll get it sorted out though. Lombard Tetris, 735 for Neco, 720 for Myles. Myles closing the gap here just a little bit. Neco still with the lead. It's actually not very much of a lead considering there's also a tiny bit of a line difference. I would call this one tied up now. We're about halfway through post now. 851 for Neco, 788 for Myles. Myles doesn't quite get that J all the way over, so he'll be doing a little bit of a dig here. Strong pace for both players yet again. Probably even stronger this time around. There's a Tetris for Neco. 944. Hunting for that 26 max out. Katsugiri, hello, welcome in. Kar. There you go. Neco maxes out into 26. 1008 gets another one. 861 from Myles. That slowdown on 25. Kind of, you know, mid to late post digs can really do a number on you. Neco has taken full advantage. Myles looks like he's going to get out of it soon. He's down almost 200,000 points. Can't really tell if Neco is clean or not.